And we should be live. And we are
I
live.
love. We are live.
We are live-ish.
It, in fact, yeah, no, it even says you are live. The internet can totally see you now. To stop, use your encoder. Oh my god, the internet is watching us. Here we go.
Alright, it's been, I think, a couple weeks since we played Final Fantasy.
It has been, and yep, we've already got confirmation that we are watching us.
No, I need the volume mixer because that is a little loud in my headphones.
Yep, so we have our first bit of chat coming from Megan. It says, I am watching you, and I pointed out that that's totally not creepy out of context. That would be glorious, though. Like, now I want a t-shirt that says, I'm watching you. So when I walk around, I can just stare intensely at people till they read my shirt and freak out. Wouldn't that be great? Probably need some sort of mental help. But I think it would be great.
Yeah. And now that we're actually live, and it's confirmed that we're live for other people, hi other people, we are now going on our little adventure.
We are. So it is Mother's Day today. And I already went out with the kids. We had brunch. It was terrible. Amazingly bad brunch. And so, yeah, I'm glad to be back home. Doing some great recordings for the people I love. And, yeah, not going back to that place. And Chibi's got plans later tonight. And that's awesome. So we're sort of, we're getting in a little Mother's Day loving for everybody else.
No one really needs healing. And since none of these are undead, my white mage can just hammer things in the face.
I do love the classic white mage hammer. It is a favorite.
Did the game equip my fighter with a knife? I think it did.
Well, it's kind of cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a small chihuahua that the neighbors let walk out and about. And, yeah, it's slowly driving my dog insane that this little tiny chihuahua every day comes over and poops in my front yard while staring in the house at my dog. Like, the first time it was funny, now it's just not cute anymore. Ooh, 7 wolves. Well, you got the whole pack there.
Yep.
It was like a bulk pack, a multi-pack, a pack-a-pack.
I'm trying to see why it says this. Okay, minor issues. Is the actual video fine for you guys?
Oh yeah, I'm watching right now.
Okay, because...
Well, obviously.
Well, YouTube is saying that it's yellow health, so it's like, is there...
I got a moment of lag there. But it's looking okay on this end. For those of you who might not be aware, Chibi is 800 miles away. So he's streaming, I'm commentating while doing screen share. But yeah, it looks fine on this side. And I'm just basically, I'm doing the least effective tech support ever. I can tell him if it's broken, but I can't actually fix anything. Which sort of sums up my mechanical skills with everything technology. Don't you think, Chibs? Yeah. It's broken. Don't know how it broke. It's broke. No fix. I feel bad anytime I have to, like, explain what's wrong with my computer to computer guy. Because they always start with, did you turn it on and off? And I feel like saying yes. That is the only thing I can technically do, is turn it on, off, and check the plugs. I did all that, now you take over. But I suppose there's someone somewhere that doesn't turn it on and off first? Or then, you know, I tell them, well, I was doing this yesterday. How'd you fix it? I turned it on and off. That's the only thing I know how to do, man. Don't ask questions, just fix. And so, what do you think about those adorable little 8-bit sprites? I want to like, or is this 16? I know we've had this conversation.
Technically, I think these are supposed to be 16-bit.
They are adorable. I miss the days where I had a giant head in every video game. Because only infants have a head-to-body ratio of 1:4. And that lizard. What is that lizard? It has 6 legs and an antenna. I'm pretty dang sure that's an alien. But there goes, you know, Square just being like, lizard. And I'm like, no.
Alright, and we are now in the second town. We are in Provoca.
Provoca?
Provoca?
It's
Provoke. We're in Provoke.
We're in Provoke. It's vaguely Hungarian sounding. I probably just insulted all of Hungary. Sorry. But maybe Poland? I don't know. I'm being terrible. I'm not trying to be terrible. I'm probably being terrible. So, looking down, normal item shop items. You got your potions, researchers, eye drops, phoenix downs. Weapon shop gives you a hammer, a broadsword, a battle axe, and a scimitar. That's a sword. Armor shop gives you your usual leather, chainmail, iron armor, leather shield, and gloves. And you get your level 2 spells here. So don't forget to leave money for spells. Always begin shopping at those magic shops. Frankly, I always hit the white mage shop first because I'm going to need to heal much more, you know, needing to cast 1 extra spell to kill something, not bad. Needing to cast 1 extra couple % of cure and not having it, that's death.
Okay, let's see what sort of white mage spells we get here. Silence, which might come in handy. These are more defensive spells in the level 2 spells. We will come back. Because I bought some black mage spells first.
Now, didn't I just say? I do love how the icon to, you know, separate white mage and black mage is a little bitty thistle, though. A little bit of love to Scotland with that classic thistle design.
We're gonna
I love how they say... Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say, I love how they say pleasant dreams. Like, no one ever says, try not to have that demon eat your soul again.
And here we have our second technical boss fight of the game. Blinky,
Pirates.
Yep, Blink the pirate captain and his minions.
Wouldn't those be his mateys? I do love, like, Final Fantasy has a long-standing tradition of throwing pirates at us on land for no clear reason, but there they are on land. And I love that about them because it's like they went out and said, you know what we need here? Pirates. This is a desert, so they're sand pirates. Okay, pirates it is. Arr. And 9 of them.
Yep. I believe it's always 9 of them. I could be wrong.
I want to say in later versions you max out with 6 enemies instead of 9 being the max that you can get in a random encounter. but it's been a while since I played some of the others. Now, do you remember when you first played this game as a kid?
Yeah, I do, actually. Again, I started with the NES version, which... It's a decent version, but I would recommend some of the later remakes. Just because Final Fantasy on the NES was buggy as all heck.
And I think that's... I know a lot of people are like, oh man, you have to love the original, it was all messed up. I like my games not breaking. I'm very funny that way.
I like spells that do what they say on the tin, and instead of doing the opposite of what it says on the tin.
That is fair enough. And you obtain the ship on land from a pirate. Arr.
He dropped a shield. Or the pirates dropped a shield. He didn't drop a shield. We didn't fight him.
He dropped the ship.
And he dropped a ship.
Like, does he give you the keys to the boat? The magic secret not to untie it from the dock? Was it in a bottle in his back pocket? I'm sometimes with, the drops you get, I'm like, where are you hiding that? If it's a whole ship, I want to know, how exactly does this ownership transfer?
I don't know.
Do ships have pink slips? Do you just go and re-stamp your name on the butt of the ship and it's yours? So many mysteries.
So many mysteries.
So many things nobody else bothers to ponder, Sadie. Stop it. That's fair enough.
And after shopping at the, armor shop, we're going to go fight a little bit of combat. Actually, we can pick up the one white mage spell that I wanted to pick up, or... Yeah, it is white mage, and then it becomes white wizard.
White wizard, yep. Now, currently, in Final Fantasy XIV, we don't have the advanced jobs of white wizard, etc., etc. White mage is the advanced job, and the starting class is called conjurer. And I might be having a derpy moment, but I can't remember when conjurer came in as a job. But I do know it's in some of them.
Well, I'll have to look up Google for that.
I will have to go to the Google.
Yeah, you go to the Google. I will go to the showing off the ship.
So you're saying if I'm going to, co-moderate, I better be fast on that Google?
Well, I'm the one playing the game at the moment.
I know, I'm teasing you.
Oh, there's like... here we go. Our first encounter is one buccaneer.
Arrgh.
Who dropped 120 gil. I think I'm gonna take the time to get a couple, at least the silence spell. As well as the increase, evasion spell. Because being able to dodge, yes.
Being able to dodge is in fact a mighty, mighty thing.
Yep. Fighting on ocean gives more gold. Or, well, gil. I can't wait till I get the multi-targeted spells. This would make this go by a bit quicker.
I like how I'm like breaking Google with my horribly worded questions, though. That is awesome. Still working on that bit of trivia for you. It seems to only be popping up with 14, but I'm really sure it was in some of the earlier ones.
I want to say yeah. At some point, I think there might have been a Contra in another Final Fantasy, but I'm not sure.
If not, I don't think 14 is the first one, but it is certainly taking, it is completely overridden everything else in Google if it has.
Alright, we have picked up the silence spell. And then I'm gonna go back to the first town to heal up because I believe it is a little bit cheaper there.
Sounds good. So I decided to backtrack a different way, and I have pulled up the Final Fantasy Tactics job list, because if you can't go in it one way, back in the other way, right? Great.
I think they were called priests in that game.
Yeah, see, I think they were too. Looking at it now, there's the original job tree version, and there are jobs in here that I would love to get back. I would love to get Dancer back as a job. Geomancer.
I would like to get both of those back.
But yes, there were in the job tree for Tactics, you had wizards and priests, but not named as conjurers. Also, there was the calculator, who was sort of a tactician job.
Yeah.
And then the War of the Lions version has a very in-depth flowchart that now I've got to pull up to actually read, because, look, I'm not saying my eyes are old, I'm saying it's a very in-depth flowchart. Plus, has the Onion Knight. Because who doesn't want to have an Onion Knight, right?
Right.
But let's see. Some of those original, the Tactics original jobs has your Squire, Chemist, Knight, Archer, Priest versus White Mage, Wizard versus Black Mage, Monk, Thief, Oracle versus Mystic, Time Mage, Geomancer, Lancer, Dragoon, Mediator, Orator, Summoner, Samurai, Ninja, the Calculator versus the Arithmetician, Dancer, Bard, Mime, Dark Knight, and Onion Knight. So yeah, I do not see Conjurer anywhere on this list. They did have Sky Pirate, though.
They added Sky Pirate back when War of the Lions,
Yep.
Because they added the person from 12. I can't think of his name right now.
Mm-hmm. Now, we do have, and I think you're talking about Balthazar.
Balthazar, yeah.
Yes. They did have Cleric as a guest job that are guests to the parties, but they're only in storyline battles. So there's also a princess as a guest job. Not quite so sure that princess counts as a job, though. Although to be fair, in a game of D&D, once out of ideas, but with a really high animal handling skill, I decided to just go stand at the edge of a forest and sing out, and hopefully something would come to my rescue. And yeah, rolled a high enough 20 where I managed to slam that logic through. So maybe I was maining princess that day.
Maybe. Alright, and now we are at the Elven Town. Elfheim.
Real creative on those names, man. Which, of course, literally is the place of elves.
Yep.
But you've got a whole lot of white and black level 3 and 4 spells handy here.
Yep,
and
is I currently don't have enough skill, and there is a a spell that would make, ocean and even some of these areas easier to deal with. Like, oh, I don't know, the multi-targeted spells.
Oh, wouldn't that be lovely?
Yep.
Now, when we, as we go through all the Final Fantasies this year, I'm guessing we're going to throw tactics in there. Which I have not played in a while, but I had a lot of fun with. Because, you know me, I'm the girl who has to grab every flavor of potato chips in case one looks new. So, that many jobs to pick from is just, oh my god, amazing.
Yeah.
And I do love how just like that ogre is completely, reverse colored She-Hulk. In like the most awesomely bad, amazing kind of way. And I'm not even sure what the Gigas Worm is on.
Alright, here I believe this is a peninsula of powder? Maybe? No. That is somewhere else nearby. But the peninsula of power is this 2-block area on the map.
Okay.
Where the designers, this game is broken up into grids. That is how encounters are, encounter tables are.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why, over by the starting town, if you go across the bridge, you had half of, these encounters, wolves and whatnot, and then other encounters on the other side of the, little area, going towards the second town. Now, see, there's an area in the game where there's a small little area that's just barely in a higher level area.
Okay.
And you can get some pretty nice skill and experience by exploiting this little area.
That neblet?
That little neblet, yep.
There was something similar with the first red and blue Pokemon that released. Where, there were patches of grass that were like 4 tufts of grass, but, haha, you could get, animal XYZ specifically in those 4 tufts of grass, and suddenly it was a much higher percentage.
Yep. The area I'm thinking of is, the little area next to, Victory Road.
Mm-hmm.
Where you could encounter a couple of Pokemon that could learn, some fighting moves, which would make Brock easier if you started off with, Charmander.
I do believe that's where you went for your Rattata.
Yeah.
And then if you went just slightly south of Pallet Town, you could find your Tangalas.
Yep, but that was until that you couldn't get there until after you had Surf Belt.
Yep. I kind of like Tangela. It looked like weird spaghetti. Because in the end, everything reminds me of food. Yes. I still say the ogre is in fact holding a chicken drumstick. No, no, no. Like the big turkey ones you get at the Renaissance Fair. You know those massive turkey drumsticks where they're like, here, you look like you need to club a leprechaun. Have a drumstick of turkey.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
She went to ye old fried turkey shop, got that turkey drumstick, and now she's gonna club you with it. That's the plan. It's amazing how, you know, I mean, the background is the same background every shot, but it's beautifully colored even now. Or I appreciate that it's not just like green tufts of grass. There's, you know, they really went for depth and texture and shading, even in things that are ground. You know, the trees have actual root and branch definition. Versus a lot of American games at this time, a tree was a lollipop with a stick cloud.
Even in the original Final Fantasy, you still had the little backdrop of trees and other, you know, backgroundy things. And you actually saw your characters instead of like in Dragon, you know, Dragon Quest originally. You didn't see your characters. It was just, you know, you saw an image of the creature. And that was it.
Well, like the old Pokemon, you looked at the back of your, you know, Pokemon's head the whole time.
Oh, now it's changed, but...
Yeah. But, like, the first, you know, we're talking 1998 Pokemon?
Yeah.
You were looking at the back of Squirtle's head the whole time, and it was always the one you were fighting that was facing you.
Yep.
Not that Squirtle wasn't, you know, occasionally beastly. Those poor Sandshrews. Now, you and I also, we tend to... always. We tend to play our video games a bit differently, too. I like things that require a lot more in-depth, nitpicky strategy. And you can actually win a fighting game. And that has me slightly impressed, because the ability to just button mash and conquer, like, yay. But I'd still be sitting there like, what is the ramifications of if I press X? Which might be why I liked tactics so much.
Yeah.
Because you had, you know, the ability to plan out every little detail. I'm a control freak, is what I'm saying.
We found the supposed king of the elves.
Yeah, his castle's not looking so fly.
Yeah. Since he lost the Mystic Crown, his castle has fallen into ruins. And another place that needs a Mystic Key.
Couldn't you see, like, Bob Vila just being like, we can fix this up with a little bit of glue and stucco? I like how everything is just like, nope, you need the keyring. This kind of brings us back to an earlier conversation we had the other day. So, you play a game, and there's some random chest out in the forest, and maybe you need a key, maybe you don't. But have you ever pondered, did some guy walk around every forest ahead of you, dropping boxes of loot, and just being like, someday, the chosen one will come, and this box will be waiting for him, right here. With that item he's going to need to defeat the monsters, right here. But I'm going to put it behind a boss, right there. And this item would have totally helped for that boss, but I'm a jerk. So it's after the boss.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that notices that? Because I really do think the origin of trolling in video games is whoever designed those first few chests with the items you need to beat a boss to be the chest that drops when the boss dies.
Yeah.
Always.
I'm gonna head back to town and heal up and buy some spells.
Yep, you got your loot. Time to go spend it.
We can buy a spell.
Well, I find that interesting because the first thing I buy is spells, and you went to the armor shop first. Which makes sense, I guess, personality-wise, because I always seem to play the mages in the ranged, and you're usually tanking or frontline.
Okay, apparently we cannot run from this battle. And the game is like, no, we are not allowing you to run.
So, which Final Fantasy are you looking forward to playing the most?
Either Final Fantasy IV or Final Fantasy VI.
I love 4, I love 6. I have a sweet, sweet, sweet spot for 9. Nice use of the sleep spell there.
We're coming back to spells that were broken in the original, but actually work here.
That is good.
And now we are heading back to town. Oh, well, okay.
So, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but my least loved Final Fantasy was 9. I did not like the materia system at all.
7.
Or 7. Thank you. 9 was my favorite, 7 was my least. I did not like the materia system at all. That said, I never finished it, because someone showed me the most spoilery scene. Like, we're 30 years later, you all know what happens. But in case somebody hasn't seen it, I don't want to, spoil it since we are going to do it. But someone showed me the incredibly spoilery scene off their save card, like, I think I was 5 hours into it. And when you usually focus heavily on your mages and your healers, it was like, yeah, well, that's a waste. I don't remember what else it was, but I literally set it down and wandered off to go play a different game. Because I was so annoyed. Do not spoil video games for your friends if they haven't played it. Also, your middle wolf is awake. I also miss the days where you could do 2-player in one location. Like, back in the day, you could set, under options, you could put 2 people on controller 1 and 2 people on controller B and actually play with the person in your living room co-op. And that was something I loved. Giant spiders, we do not love them. No. Are there tarantulas in St. Louis?
No.
Okay, because there were in Southern California. They were not cute. And when I say not cute, I'm not talking about if somebody has a pet tarantula and it's in a terrarium, that is cool. I am down for that. You keep your, critter in its box up on the shelf, we are fine. No. They would, when the drought got bad, they would climb down out of the hills and start, heading to people's houses because sprinklers and water. So suddenly you'd find these ones, the size of the palm of your hand, just these giant hairy spiders hanging out in the shade on your front porch. And if you're not prepared for this, it is not a pleasant morning. Because, as you know, the only thing worse than glancing over at your morning coffee and seeing a giant spider waving its hands at you is looking over a minute later and not
seeing that spider.
Seeing a giant spider waving at you. Oh, my lord. Yeah, I do spiders about as well as I do mice. Last time the cat brought a mouse in the house, I tried to, climb on top of Chibi's head to get away from it. I do not do mice. That's why I have cats. Then my cat started bringing in mice. My cats hate me. And even more spells.
These are the level 4, however, I was looking for the level 3.
Those are fours?
We see
I
a
think-
gravestone. Here lies Link. Originally, it was the dude from Dragon Quest on that gravestone.
Yep. Dirk the Daring? Or no, wait. That wasn't Dragon Quest, that was the other one.
You're thinking of Dragon's Lair.
Yes. Which is a hard as heck game. Can we agree?
Yeah, it's hard as heck, yeah.
That game, like many early 80s arcade games, that thing was designed to make you feed quarters to a machine while in despair.
I'm pulling up a handy dandy map real quick.
I like how I am totally allowed to research random questions, but you're like, map, don't ask Sadie, she'll get me lost. I appreciate that you know me well enough to know I will get you lost. That saves a lot of time right there.
I'm trying to find the Peninsula of Power.
See, I'm looking at the original, the officially maps.
Nope. I accidentally put it in full screen. That's not what I wanted to.
And now we're technical issues. Chipley tried to do something slightly technical.
Because I'm trying to remember where the Peninsula of Power was. Because I thought it was right up here, but apparently I am wrong.
Apparently they now have the Final Fantasy for smartphones too.
Yep.
I'm not saying I feel old at this moment. But dang. Now, I played the Final Fantasy Origins version of this.
Yep.
Which was
the one on the PS1.
Yeah, the Sony PlayStation, which was released North America 2003.
Yeah. I remember playing it a bit. But and then I think I lost the memory card that had my save on it. Which is sad. I think I remember where it is now.
Apparently, it is so well known that if you type it in, somebody will show you a picture. I'm going to get you a photo of where it is on the map. You are welcome. Yay! Sadie did something useful.
Meanwhile, more Giga Slims.
Giga slime. Giga slime. So there's a picture of where you are looking for, the Peninsula of Power. And if you open it up, it will show you the actual map. and it shows you one for the Game Boy, for Final Fantasy 2, 3, 4, and 7. Or no, and 6 all have a Peninsula of Power. So I'm just gonna bookmarky this. Few tiles to the south of Altair, there are Mystidian area monsters, only encountered on 3 horizontal tiles along the shore. Now, interesting because Mystidia is also in Final Fantasy XIV as the place where dragons come from. I do love that essentially they're like, here, we're gonna just, oh, no, I'm a dork. That's Final Fantasy II. Let me go up. Northeast of Provoca, accessible by ship. So it looks like you have to get on your ship first.
Alright, let me defeat this lizard, and I will go hunt it down. So, oh my god, these encounters.
Northeast of Provoca, accessible by ship.
Yep.
And I sent you, I sent you a screenshot of where you're heading. I am helping.
We're gonna be running from the crazy horses because they're one of the first that can actually do multi-hit attacks.
I'm just gonna say, those are unicorns. Horses do not have horns, people. But yeah, you have to get on your ship, apparently. You know, I just thought of, I can't think of very many games where, like, first of all, your in-room sleeps 4 people on 4 random cots. But second of all, they're all twin-size beds. Like, apparently nobody has dates in video games. Sahagin, those definitely come back later. And those big guys look like something off of the Clear Eyes commercial. In like the burst way.
It would be... I'm just gonna flee from this group. I said I'm going to flee from this group. Come on, guys, you can run from it. Fine. I didn't want to use MP, but I guess I will.
Well, that does happen sometimes.
But yeah, the Final Fantasy Origins one had spells per day. Sort of like D&D. Since original Final Fantasy was based on D&D.
Yep, and the elemental wheel applied. Nice use of the elemental wheel there, by the way.
Yep, I'm totally going to use my, magic on my fighter.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you?
Fire should knock out everyone, but just in case, I'm going to use Protect on everyone.
So, Final Fantasy, the big thing that goes through all of the Final Fantasies is the crystals. Now, I don't know that it was intentional at the beginning, but at this point, in Final Fantasy lore is sort of its own multiverse theory. That is that every Final Fantasy is on a different shard of the crystals that have burst from the mother crystal, if you will. So that is how they have been crossing and tying in things left and right, is that, each world is a different shard of the crystal. I think that's a fine explanation for how, things are happening, how you get the same sort of mobs, how you get the, same-ish bosses going from version to version. What do you think? Are we all just, sitting on a piece of a shard somewhere in the grand universe?
Maybe.
You're like, this is really deep for a Let's Play. Sorry. But yeah, that is the official how things... For example, there's tie-ins between... we just had an event not long ago where Lightning returned, so Final Fantasy 13 and 14 had a crossover. They've also had crossovers between us and 11. And then that is the official explanation for the reoccurring mobs. You get Tiamat the dragon and darn near everything. One thing that they haven't quite settled to my satisfaction is when you have the same mob name, but it's a completely different looking sprite. So Garuda has been both a bird and a bird woman, and a woman who's more bird than woman. And I guess, as far as bird people go, it makes as much sense as anything else.
Oh my god, NPC, move out of my way.
That never happens. I still get that on Stardew Valley. I try to use a door and Bob steps right in front of me and then gets angry because I'm in his way because he stepped into my way.
Yep. I use my ship to try to go northeast. However, I will have to ponder where this northeast actually is. I wish it would actually show on the map, but...
Like coordinates, you mean?
Yeah.
Peninsula northeast of Pravaka, accessible by ship, in a certain area around... Yep, and explains how the grid system works.
I can reach it now or not. I think I can. I'm gonna go back to my ship, or, well, attempt to. Because I've got a map pulled up over here where I can see...
2x2 square tile northeast of Pravaka.
Yeah, I think I see it now on the map. Grab my ship. I'm gonna encounter some Sahagins, and I'm gonna burn some Sahagins. Because, why not?
From Pravaka, head east around the mountain, then dead north to the tip of the peninsula. You've got to the right area when you can fight Zombles, Giant, Tyros, Trolls, and Frost Wolves. And it suggests taking a tent with you to save if needed.
Well, in this game you can save whenever, but... in the NES version... that's the only way to save is either using tents and cabins and sleeping bags on the main map or using the inn rooms.
No Mog or Chocobo whistle, eh?
No mogs, no chocobo whistles, nothing like that. No safe points in dungeon.
No Mogs and no Chocobos yet. We are so far back in the times of Final Fantasy that we have neither Mogs nor Chocobos.
Because those were introduced in 2 and 3, respectively.
Yep. And it seems weird to think of a time before Googles and Chocobos, right?
Alright.
That's like thinking about Pokemon, but without Pikachu. It just brain fries a little at the try.
We're not talking about, it's like Pokemon without Pikachu. That's some crazy talk.
That's a lot less marketable is what that is. So what do you think? Shall we find the peninsula and then do some grinding off camera? I imagine watching us grind. That sounds terrible, by the way, just auditorily. I don't think people want to sit there and watch us grind. Oh, wait, that doesn't sound right at all.
Technically, we don't have to grind, but to make it a little bit easier for, early game, might as well grab some extra cash while we can. So some of the early stuff we don't have to wonder, are we going to get paralyzed over and over again?
What you're saying is you gotta go afford your spells.
Yeah.
Also, how 1980s is that shark?
It's very 1980s.
I'm looking at like the color and how it's laid out. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is like completely 1980s.
Because all they did for the various ports of this game was, upgrade the sprites. Like, these wolves look exactly like the 8-bit versions way back on the NES.
You gotta get your nostalgia in, right?
And we're not exactly grinding for spells. Our red mage has been the one getting mauled the most.
Yep. What'd you do? Put a jerky treat in his pocket?
I have no idea.
I mean, did he say something about their mama? It is Mother's Day. Maybe he said something about their mama.
Yeah, see, you can get here by boat, but...
But I give terrible directions?
But I don't think we could have reached this port just yet.
Now, are we so far back in the Final Fantasy world that each area has its own color-coded mobs?
Yeah.
Because I noticed a lot of purple, before there was quite a bit of yellow. And that was one of the things, cheesy as it was, when I was first learning how to video game, the fact that every mob that was, weak to something had the same sort of basic color was a big stinking clue. And I appreciated that. Because it was like, hey, this thing's red. Maybe you should throw water at it. And I'm like, I can match colors. I went to kindergarten for a reason.
Pokemon, when you had it actually in a Super Game Boy, would do that too. Would match the colors to the first typing of the Pokemon.
Yep. Of course, now they've got types that, I haven't even figured out what they do yet. At some point, I should pay some attention to Pokemon. But yeah, just the gloriousness of it is purple and I know what to do with that.
Being
Oh my gosh.
paralyzed.
Yes.
And here's the little peninsula. Actually, I'm
We
going to
have
say...
You should probably do that. Because the whole reason of getting here is that things are hard.
Which is why I brought my handy-dandy fire spell.
Yay! So you're gonna burn baby burn like a disco inferno? There we are, winter wolves!
And that's what they do! That is why I saved.
Ooh, them hit points. Dang.
And that is why I saved. And that's what a game over looks like.
Yay! Oh, well maybe I shouldn't yay that. So, first death?
First death.
First death. Do we count them? Do we count our deaths? I think we do. I know you're not super competitive, but I say we track that body count. Minotaur zombies. That is a lot to unpack right there. Minotaur and zombie. And I love the sort of derpy, stoned look on the Minotaur zombie. Like, he wants brains or grass. Maybe zombie grass, but he is down for something. Right there.
And there we go. A level and some, you know, gold. However, this is why I brought some sleeping bags. Because this lets us get stocked up. You know. For the road ahead. Which is going to be difficult because this thru mob in the next area can poison you.
Yep. So, Moogles or Chocobos?
Do I have to pick just one?
If you're in a death match and you can heal a Moogle or a Chocobo,
Our viewer says Moogle.
I've had a cat named Moogle and I've had a cat named Chocobo. That one is tough.
Yep.
Okay. So, I play 14, and your Chocobo can be an NPC that fights for you, and mine is fully pimped out and leveled, so I'm gonna say Battle Chocobo.
Battle Chocobo. Now, if we could have a Battle Moogle, it would be difficult.
Oh, yeah, now see a Battle Moogle. And you get Moogles later as playables. Oh my gosh. I love that I can have entire conversations consisting of Koopo and Work, though.
Koopo, Koopo. Work, Koopo.
Yeah.
But I think that's it for now.
Alright, so some grinding to go, and that kisses us right up to 1 hour of glorious playtime.
Of glorious, where the heck is GB going time.
And Sadie can't use a map time. Yes, because we are terrible. As much as we love video games, you think we'd be good at them by now? But I can't read maps, and you can barely operate a controller, so...
I'm playing on a keyboard, actually.
Oh. Well,
so, if I go over here and go... Sonderon is a nerd, it will actually input, you know, commands over
Makes sense.
over in the game.
Yep. Well, and here I've been watching that chat window this whole time. Goodness. You're trying to make me actually do something useful. What the heck?
I'm gonna
Alright.
double check to save. Okay, save.
Good.
And we're signing off.
Yep. Come join us next week when we go a little bit further. We're all the way up to level 11 and 12. And off we go. Into the wild blue yonder where there are chocobos and moogles where you can Kupo and Wart at the same time. Of course, this is Final Fantasy 1. We don't get Kupo or Wart yet, so keep coming back. When we hit up a little higher, we'll have more adventures, more fun.
And we will say hi to the Marsh Cave and find that crown.
Oh yes, gotta get some stuff done. All right, loving kisses. Happy Mother's Day. Call your mothers. I know you haven't yet. And we will see you next time. This is Sadie.
And Chibi.
And have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.